before Hi Ren, like I'd seen a couple of things, but I didn't really I wasn't really like tapped into this community of reactors. I wasn't even like really hugely aware that it was like such a big thing. And then obviously I started seeing these things, and it was really, in the early days, it was really crazy for me. So I was like, oh, there's a few videos reacting to Hi Ren. That's crazy. That's really cool. And I'd watch them, and it would be really cool for me, because for me, like any of you guys, like you record songs. I know a few of you like record, if not all of you. Wait, you all make music?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking cool. Yeah, I just realized that. But yeah, like during that process, you can kind of kill a track for yourself, right? Because you're recording it, you're mixing it, you've like listened to it a million times before it goes out. So like seeing people react to it for the first time almost helps you step outside and watch it like from an outside perspective. So, and then it just started getting fucking crazy. It was like towards like February, March, it'd be like refresh a page and it'd be like 40 new reactions come up, and I'm like, fuck, this is it's honestly crazy. But it's been such an amazing integral part, because I'm obviously an independent artist. It's been such an amazing part to help promote my work. So like it's why I wanted to do more shit like this, because I am like immensely grateful for it. Very, very grateful. It's really cool.
Welcome to the 1000th Hi Ren reaction. I'm calling it a reaction because we're not actually reacting to Hi Ren. We're reacting to the 1000 Hi Ren reactions. We're reacting to the whole concept that there could be 1000 reactions to one music video, which is it's just mind-boggling. In 1 year, or just over a year, we managed to get 1000 of them. I'm saying that, of course, at the time of recording, we've only got 974. So before we actually watch Hi Ren, I'll go around the room and introduce everybody, or everyone can introduce themselves, rather. So I'll start. I'm Neil, also known as Chief Aberach. I do create music and music videos, and I do a podcast as well. But I reckon, my legacy will be that I've got a playlist with 1000 reaction videos. That's probably what I'll be I'll be best known for when I go. Okay, so we'll go around the room. You can just introduce yourself and maybe say a bit about when you first heard Hi Ren and how you feel about reaction videos to start off. So Travis.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Travis Crippling, and a lot of you, or some of you who are watching this, probably know better Resound reaction concerts, which is I'm making some aggregations of reactions and putting them together into some kind of, attempt to identify the meaning that people are finding in these songs and these performances, and kind of bring them together in kind of celebration, with using reactors as kind of, or the reactions as kind of raw material, as, really cool. I don't know, to me, there are these active listening traces. Like, active listening is really important to me. I have a background in computer science and social systems design, and I study and build systems to support active listening. And so reactors are one of the only genres of media that I've come across that actually puts active listening on a pedestal. And to me, that's really, really cool and really interesting. So that's one of the reasons that I like reactions. I also really like the first encounter. Seeing people seeing something for the first time, I think, is really super special. And it actually connects with one of my favorite usability testing methodologies called Think Aloud studies. And yeah, you just learn a lot too from people. People have different perspectives, different expertise, and so you can really lay into that. I guess one other question that Neil asked us to introduce to was when we first heard Hi Ren, and for me, Hi Ren was the first. I had not encountered Ren before. It was in March, and I've talked a lot, so I think that I'm gonna pass it along to let's go to Anne.
Okay. Well, I live in France with my husband. My husband is French. I'm Dutch. well, the first time I encountered Hi Ren was my husband, who found it on YouTube. It was the end of January last year. And he said, "Oh, you have to listen to this. You like this one." My background is in healthcare, in mental health care, although I'm not working in it now. So yeah, it really spoke to me, and I was really impressed, and it kept going in my mind. And I already was familiar with reaction videos. So I thought, oh, maybe there are reaction videos on Hi Ren. And since then, I think I saw a minimum of one reaction video every day. And it is indeed like reliving it again. The mind-blowing, how do you say it? Experience of seeing Hi Ren for the first time again, and see the surprising, the amazement of people on the faces. Yeah, I really like to experience it over and over and over again. I'm a little bit hooked. So yeah. Laura, I give the honor to you.
Hi, I'm Laura. I think the first time I heard Hi Ren, I was in a very, very dark place in my life. And the more I listened to it and the more I started to research into Ren and who he was and what he was about, reminded me a lot of what my son had went through in the medical sense. And my son didn't make it, but Ren gave me the inspiration to see what's going to happen tomorrow. You know, don't throw in the towel. I've never seen a reaction video until just here lately, so I couldn't speak on them. My background is pretty much I'm a genealogist, so it doesn't have anything to do with videos or music or that, but that's about it. I don't know who
Thanks,
else is
Laura.
in there, so.
Okay, we could go to James next.
Hi. So the first time I heard or saw rather Hi Ren, my brother sent me the link the December that it came out, and I, like a fool, waited until January to click on that link. But of course, I realize now it's still early for a lot of people's Ren journeys. But at that time, I was like, what do you mean this has been out for a whole month and I haven't found this yet? But it was such a gem to find. And like a lot of you have mentioned, I really like that aspect of reaction videos where you get to see someone experience something for the first time, and that helps you be able to relive it, because usually you don't get a chance to really relive the first time that you experience any great piece of art or moving moment in your life or things like that. So it's just a nice way to get another little dose of that goodness in our lives, right? So yeah, once I found the Hi Ren reactions, that led me to Black Pegasus, and then from there to Joey Sparks. I know a lot of us, once we saw Joey doing some of his Ren roller coaster on Black Pegasus channel, we thought this just seems like a really nice, genuine, honest guy. He says what he means. And so I've been part of that Discord group for a few months now, and that's where I know Chief from. We're often in the live streams together. So yeah, that's my background with Hi Ren and reactors.
Excellent. Next, we could go to Yarba Fett, also known as Chris.
Hey, what's up? My name's Chris. I was sitting right here like a year ago, just I work from home, and I was sitting here working, and I play YouTube videos, just in the background, just to have something going. And the algorithm threw Hi Ren at me, and I was sitting here working, and probably the second verse, I just stopped dead and stared at the screen and was like, "Is he talking to himself? What's going on?" And work got abandoned right then. And I was right down the rabbit hole, straight down it. I'd seen a few videos, reaction videos before on that Disturbed Sounds of Silence, Sounds of Silence video. And I went right to the reactions just to watch. I like that Ren punches people. He hits them right in their emotions. And before that, I watch a lot of those people when they get their dogs and they get a cat, and you just see they just break down. Their raw emotions just pour right out of them, and they're just so happy. But with Ren, it's not happiness. It's everything. And so I mean, reactions just I jumped right on them, and I also have Lyme disease. At that time, I was going through a bout of chronic fatigue, which he talks about in Unrest. And that's just that you can't, no matter how much you sleep, you don't feel any better. You don't feel rested, nothing. You're just always in this fog of haze. And I was in that at that time, trying to work, and I was just, right down hooked. And wanted, as time went on, I wanted to get more involved with what he did. So I joined the Discord. I help out on there, and then it was just promote Ren's music through the reactions. And that's where I met Chief. Was there when Down on the Beat came out and the contest. I started a channel in the Discord for that, grabbing all everybody's songs that they were making and putting it on there. And then Chief came on there, and it's just, you guys can't get enough. Just all day long, we're just constantly putting more and more reaction videos on the Discord, trying to promote his music more and more and more. And I remember we were really pushing, trying to get into that #1. But that's it. I mean, I hope ever since, and I listen to Ren 90% of the day.
Yeah, it's been quite a ride. It's been so full on. So next is Ilse. Ilse, could you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, hi. I'm also a Dutch woman, but I've lived in the United States for 24 years now. I'm a developmental psychologist, so I studied psychology, and so that was I was fascinated when I saw that thumbnail with like the kind of psychiatric ward, old-fashioned type of vibe, and so I was drawn to the thumbnail. This was December 22nd of 2022. I looked it up recently. I'm like, I want to know when I first saw it. It was December 22nd. And at the time that I looked at it.
Oh, you've cut out.
All right. So let me see. Oh, actually.
You're back on again. That's okay.
Am I back on? Yeah, I might need to plug in my computer soon. So I will do that. Hopefully it will last until I introduce myself. But anyway, so I'm a developmental psychologist. I'm also a Zen Buddhist, so that's also an aspect that draws me to Ren. And then musically, I used to be that person that was like, I only love the music, the alternative music from the 1980s, from the UK mostly and stuff, because I was Dutch, and I always held on to that. I was like, no, that's the only music I really, really like. Depeche Mode, Sisters of Mercy, Cocteau Twins, things like that. And I didn't think I could ever be surprised anymore by an artist, but I clicked on that thumbnail, and then, at first I was like, is this a classical guitar piece? And then just as the people that you see in the reaction videos, I was like, what? And so, and then, I was hit so hard by that song. I've tended to have lots of negative self-talk, and I knew about it and stuff, but seeing him embody it was like, whoa. It just hit me on a different level. And then the song has kept coming back to me in moments where I feel self-criticizing, and I think of Ren, and it helps me to be open in those moments where I'm afraid, and I'm like, oh no, okay, just keep opening up. So it really has been very super meaningful, and I love being here. So thanks for having me in this group.
Excellent. Thanks very much. Sarah, do you want to go next?
Yeah, hi, I'm Sarah. I'm from Germany, and I saw Hi Ren the first time. I think it was September, but it wasn't the first song I heard of Ren. It was Sick Boy and then Money Game Part 2. And I got nosy, so I Googled him and I watched some more videos, and I watched Hi Ren, and then I started watching reaction videos. I've never watched a reaction video before, but I really enjoy, like some other people said before, to get the feeling to watch it for the first time again and again and again through other people's eyes. And it's really interesting, and it's really fun. And it seems like every time I watch it and I watch the reaction, it seems that like I learn something new, or I see something new that I haven't seen before, that I haven't noticed before in the song. And I think I've watched probably 100 reaction videos. Not 1,000 yet, but about 100. So there's a lot more to go, and there's a lot more fun to have with it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to every single one of them.
That gives me an idea.
There's always more to see.
I think Neil should do 1,000 Hi Ren reaction marathon. Just straight.
Yeah. Totally do that.
Because so many of them go on for like half an hour to an hour, that would probably take, I don't know how many weeks 1,000 hours is, but that would be a huge marathon. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Sarah. Valerie, do you want to introduce yourself?
That's my introduction is I'm Valerie, and I found Ren. It was either the King Dada or Hi Ren. I don't remember which. And probably through Knox, and went into all the reactions that I could find. I like Knox, I like Black Pegasus, and I do not like video, but because I love y'all and we're crazy, so it's okay, I guess. And I think I like the reaction videos most because, like as an empathic type person, seeing their reactions, it's like being able to like live it again. And I have a lot of the same issues. Yeah, I don't need to tell them all, but a lot of the same issues. And so I relate to that. And yeah, and I just love everybody because everybody's like delightfully crazy. And then I'm like, don't say crazy. Crazy is a bad word. But it's not a bad word. It's an okay word. No, it's not a bad word. So, yeah. So, but then I'm like, it's my people. Y'all get it. So it's okay.
Okay, so the people who are here will introduce themselves. I didn't say when I first saw the video. I think there were a few people, reactors that I'd seen that they were reacting to this thing called Hi Ren. I know one of them was the charismatic voice. And I don't like to watch them unless I know the song. So it was a while, it was maybe a month or so that I'd seen a few of them. And eventually I got around to seeing it, and like most of us, it just blew me away. And I remember it was in April last year because in May it was the 20th anniversary of my first date with my wife. That's May the 4th. So it's always May the 4th be with you. So for that month, well, basically I had like the most intense experience of being inspired by somebody that I've ever had in my life. And so I decided, I wrote a song 20 years ago for my wife, and I decided, even though I've got a rough voice and I've been struggling with my voice for years, I decided, well, just inspired by Ren, just accept your voice as it is now. You know, don't wait for it to get better before you do anything. Just go for it. And so I recorded that, and that month was just so intense. I had all of these new ideas coming to me, all these projects that are starting up and stuff. So yes, a very memorable month.
Yeah, that's very similar to what happened for me. It was like kind of, I feel like Ren, you know, Hi Ren in particular, but also Ren more generally has this almost magnetic field that's like a creative field that you like stand within, and you just get like recharged and like have all these ideas and stuff. Resound that I've been making this kind of platform for assembling reaction concerts. Like this was an idea I had in 2015 without knowing what reactions were, but like I've totally returned to it, just inspired, and like I'm not tired. Like sometimes it feels like it's kind of like tiring to like pull things over the finish line, you know, out into the world, but it just feels like rejuvenated and like high energy, and just love that kind. And I've seen other reactors and people express that it's just like this kind of creative rejuvenation.
Yeah, excellent. I've made myself a playlist. So I've got Hi Ren first, and then after that I've got a video that I made with lots of clips of reactors, so we can go through that later. So we can talk over it because we've all seen it before, and if you want me to pause it, just say so, and I'll pause it, and we can talk about something in a bit more depth. Here we go. Editing Neil here. No one spoke during the video, so I'll take this chance to talk some numbers. There were 794 videos in my playlist. Then the next day I added my compilation, 795, and Rosalie added her 1 year on reaction, 796. The day after that, Travis sent me a list of 79 videos that I'd missed, which brought the total to 1,055. So my compilation was only the 1,000th in the playlist for a few seconds, and this video missed the target completely. It's now 3 weeks later, and I'm almost finished with the editing. While I was checking where all the reactions appear on the timeline, I deleted 4 that don't belong there. So now we have 1,070 videos, and number 1,000 just happens to be Travis's concert of Black Pegasus and guests, which was released exactly 1 year after Hi Ren. What are the chances?
Hi there, Ren. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ren, on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately, and I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill.
Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy.
Nah, mate. This time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help.
You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys, Ren. nowhere.
Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics, or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me, that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious, Eminem did it. Played on guitar, Plan B did it. Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before.
That's a good place to stop it. Yeah, so we didn't really do much talking over the top. One thing I've noticed when people react to it is that they get so shocked by his singing at the start. Some of the expressions that he get, and some people just really switch off. They just, as soon as they hear the singing, it's not like what the music they listen to. It's not like what they're used to, and they just like have blinkers on after that. They just can't listen to it properly because they don't take it seriously. But that's only like a tiny percentage of the reactors. Most of them, they might be shocked.
A few of them also is guitar playing, because he's actually misplaying a few notes in there, and that's turned a few of them off as well, that they've gone back, they listened to it and understood why he's still playing the notes that he's playing.
Yeah, there was one, I've got him in the clips later, Jeeps. He started by saying, oh, he's playing that too roughly, and you don't need to play like that, you can play more gently. And then throughout the video he realized actually he's doing that on purpose.
Everything is
the style
intentional
of that character. Yeah,
He's not playing it wrong. He's playing it discordantly on purpose.
That's what I think.
exactly.
That was in the beginning as well. They told me, my husband said to me, oh, he's a real good guitar player. And I heard the first notes and I thought, that doesn't sound right. But then later I found out, oh yeah, okay, no, it's meant to be.
I've noticed that about like 50% of the reactors say, when he starts singing, they say, oh, I wasn't expecting that. So, like, oh, I was expecting rap. I wasn't expecting him singing.
So definitely not. But I didn't either. Then I heard it for the first time.
I think that's something that's kind of part of this song is each part, it's like you kind of get used to, like a little bit people get used to it, and then they're like, oh, it's this thing, and you're like trying to like typecast it. It's like, oh, it's like this, and then it goes to the next part and it's like, oh, it's not like that, but it's kind of like this, and then right when you're getting comfortable, it's like boom, something else. And he's like, it just keeps on kind of like there's like, it's not just like one mind-blowing kind of part of it, it's like your mind, like people's minds gets blown multiple times over and over.
I know, that's why 9 minutes seems so short. I mean, it's just, it's a 9 minute long video. It's really long, but it doesn't seem that long. I mean, I've watched it hundreds of times, and it's just, it's surprising every time.
You're challenged by the change in styles and the unexpected styles of it, but then you're also challenged by the content, by the words that he's using. Like the first one, or one of the first major ones that hits you just came up is, you got to kill you if you want to kill me. That really hits you in the gut, especially if you've felt that low yourself. It's so, and throughout it, there's quite a few of these different phrases that just really hit you, and like you say, it just makes the thing go so much faster because they're just constant.
I like his trust me when he first says that. I'm like, yeah, trust me, no one wants to hear this. Yeah. We do it.
Yeah, and it's funny that a lot of people say that it's a good side and a bad side, but it's, you need to have balance. If you do have that kind of God complex and you're being creative and you think you can just do anything, and I've had some crazy ideas of things that I want to do, but you do need that part of you that says, well, actually, you need to take a bit of time for yourself and don't push yourself too hard. You can't do everything. You do need to temper yourself a little bit. But
I remember when I was traveling in Australia, I met this girl, and she found herself really dark. And she said to me, when I look at you, I see light. And I would like to be more like light and not this dark. And I said to her, but it takes all colors to create white light. So accept all colors of yourself.
Yeah, that's a good message. Okay, well, we'll go back and watch the rest of it, and we can comment at the end. Or if something comes up and you want to say something while we're listening, that's fine as well. Okay, here we go.
Before her, she sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves, and I'll shake up the whole world beneath us. That's right, speak your truth, your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it. Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus. Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren. Well, fucking kill me, then, let's fucking have you, Ren. I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to down my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots, and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. Newsflash, I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason, beheading all kings. I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mephistopheles, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender. When standing in front of my solar eclipse, my name is stitched to your lips. So you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of end. I am you, you are me, I am you, friend. Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rain falls soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So cower of the man I've become, when I sing from the top of my lungs, that I won't retire or stand in your fire, inspired I make to be strong. And when I am gone I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate different side. When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax. And I learned to soften, and that dance got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
You know, every time I hear that song, every time I see that song, I get chills from my toes up to my skull. It's just amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And the first, let's say, 20 or 30 times, it was really intense. But I think through time, it's...
The creative artist.
Oh, put it back to start. Through watching it a lot, the really intense emotions that aren't there anymore. But I think that's part of why the reaction videos, they kind of bring you back to that intense emotion. If you see somebody else having it, it brings back that feeling that you had the first time you saw it.
I stopped watching this video unless I'm watching it with someone else who hasn't seen it before, simply because I don't want to lose that kind of resonance.
Yeah. I tend to watch it just with the reactions, but then I have to remind myself that, you know, it's Ren's video. We should be kind of giving him the views as well. So I do now and again go back and just watch it without anybody else there, just to keep the numbers up for Ren.
Well, how many can you say? You know, the first 20 to 30 times I watched that, really,
exactly,
that you like amassed that number of views for anything. I can't think of anything else other than his. Maybe Leonard Cohen.
Leonard Cohen. Okay, I never got into Leonard Cohen for some reason. Okay.
You know, and he's right. The people that find him, they respect him for everything he's went through.
Oh, definitely.
And everybody out there in the world has some sort of mental disorder. You know, whether it's shyness or just not comfortable in their own skin, some to very minimal degrees and some to major degrees of mental illness. And I think that's why he's such a, everybody can relate to him.
And on everybody, I mean, really everybody has doubts about themselves, about, they have that inner voice that says, well, you can't do it. You're not perfect at that. I mean, even if you're mentally really healthy, you have that inner voice that gives you doubt. So everybody can relate.
Absolutely.
Exactly, you know.
It's when I see reaction videos, and especially musicians who react to it, because while Ren is singing from the perspective of a musician, and I hear the musician say, yeah, and we recognized it, and especially us with musicians, that we doubt ourselves. And then I think by myself, no, it's for everybody. Everybody doubts him or herself. But am I able to do this? Can I reach that goal? whatever, but it's for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. I've made a playlist of, sorry, not a playlist. I've made a video of different clips from 10 different reactors. So we'll see a couple of musicians in there, and there's also a therapist, and who else? Well, there's different people from all walks of life, basically. And that's one of the things that's from the 974 that I've got. You can see just how many people from all over the world have all responded. And usually they've responded really well. Most people are just blown away by Ren. There's a tiny, tiny minority that don't like it for some reason. So what we can do is we'll go through it. I've got it in one video, but I've got like a little introduction to each person in between. I've just quickly thrown together like a remix of Hi Ren to go in between. It's very shoddily made. It's kind of jumpy. I did it on my phone. I do all my music on my phone. And the app I use is called Power Director. And you can't really be exact with where you're putting the images, so they kind of jump about. It's a bit jittery. So I'll play that now. And then after the first reactor, we can stop and talk about them. And each one will say a little bit about them. So we've got 10 to get through. The whole video lasts about 25 minutes. So if you have to go, just let us know. But I'm happy to be here as long as it takes. But we're not doing a full marathon of 1,000 reactors, though. I'm not intending to do that. Okay, so I'll share the screen again.
I bet it was really hard to choose just 10 of the reactors.
Yeah, it was. I only looked at about 14 of them because I knew if I kept looking, I would just get lost in all the possibilities.
Exactly.
Okay, here we go.
Hi Ren. Hi Ren. Hi there. Hi. Hi there. Hi. 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 Hi.
Welcome to Brain Squeeze Reactions to myself, Mike Hector. What we reacted to now? Hi Ren, Hi Ren, Hi Ren, Hi Ren, Hi Ren, Hi Ren. Okay? I'm doing it. I'm fucking doing it. I have seen the 7 bajillion thousand million comments of yourself saying, Hector, you need to react to Hi Ren. I want to see your reaction to Hi Ren. Hector, I know you've just done Led Zeppelin, but we need Hi Ren. I want to know how you're going to dissect Hi Ren, your psychological profiling of individuals using your mindset of study of the human behaviors. I need you to dissect Hi Ren. So here the fuck I am. It's better be worth it. That's all I'm saying to everyone. This better be fucking worth it. It is gonna be worth it. It's fucking 9 minutes. I'm gonna die. Oh, okay. Woosa. If you're new to the channel, what's up? This is what you get. Hi. Hi. Hi.
This is what you get.
And this is so funny. This happened on so many reaction channels where everyone wanted to hear Hi Ren, and they're like, I don't know why you guys want this, but then see that reaction and the amazement and stuff. That was such a cool stage for me.
There's so much pressure on
really.
reactors.
I watched his reaction and I loved it. He's so enthusiastic. I love it. I love him.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He's so crazy out there. I just watched his reaction to the Tales the other day, and it was just, I've never heard somebody curse so much at the end. It was incredible.
I have to add him to my list for sure.
Yeah, he's probably the most intense of all the reactors, all the ones I've seen. Anyway.
He feels every tune, and it's amazing to watch him. I love watching him.
Well, and I love
Yeah.
the reactors that add some comedy into theirs as well. You know, it's all well and good to look at the talent, and it's definitely there, and the technical side and all of that. But it's just great when you can see their own uniqueness coming into it, and that's why you can watch more and more and more Hi Ren reactions. Those unique viewpoints.
I love that shock of amazement. It's just what? It's just incredible.
Yeah. So so the next one, I've taken a big section of it, but I sped up some of the bits. So in this thing, Michael Palmisano is a guitar teacher, and so there's a lot of music theory. I was thinking of putting a flashing warning when the music theory comes in, but I didn't have time for that. So when it speeds up, you just know it's music theory. So we'll watch this one.
Hi.
Ren himself jumped into one of the comments on the old video to one, say thank you, but also I then went on his channel and noticed that he went and listed all the creators that have been reacting to and spreading his video around, and I thought that was so cool. So dude, noticed, appreciated, love you, brother. Also, he is in the band The Big Push, which I reacted to I think a couple years ago, so been a friend of the channel for a minute. Here we go, hit the button. Oh God, 9 minutes. And what is this? Okay, all right. Hit me. Buckle up, friends. This is going to be a long video. If you are new here, actually, I don't know if I hope you are, I hope you aren't. You're gonna get what you're gonna get, but I try to figure some stuff out and teach you something. So if you play guitar or any instrument, check this out. All right, now we get into the diminished craziness. But that's what you do. You start with the root, take educated guesses based on basic music theory, use the video if you have it, and do the best you can. Hit me, Ren.
Hit me, Ren.
This little... Man, it's so evil. Have you ever wondered what the purpose of a diminished triad is? All right, enough theory. We're only 25 seconds in. Let's take it. I can't turn my theory brain off. All right, so many cool things in here. Right? The little things. All you heard in there, again, what is this sound? Forever in your brain. I want you to put a word to it. That, my friends, is the sound of a diminished triad. I'm gonna let it try to play now, okay? Point is, when you put words to stuff and you understand why that sound sounds that way and why it works, you can then use it for other stuff. Holy shit, I'm only 50 seconds in.
He's cracking me up.
It's the constant internal battle that we all feel and that we all fight every single day. And I don't know how many times I have to mention it. There's a reason this book, The War of Art, Stephen Pressfield, is on my desk. Because especially for the creative artist, the biggest fight you have is every single day to not listen to this voice, but to listen to this voice. Listen to the small voice that gets put in the back that, you know what, people do like my music. It does mean something to people. I'm not a piece of crap. Like, I am moving. It means something. Like, and drown out the other voice, which is so loud, whether it's inside or whether it's on the news or whatever it is, that no, everything's wrong. It's unfixable. You can't do this. You're not worth it. That is the loud voice. That's the voice of least resistance that comes through. You have to fight it each and every day and every moment and commit yourself to sharing what only you can make and doing what only you can do and being okay with what happens with it.
Hype.
Wow, so what did you think of Michael?
I just rewatched that entire reaction just the other day, gathering all of his notes about the guitar playing. So I knew everything you were skipping through what he was saying. I've got notes right in front of me.
I haven't tackled Hi Ren yet. I play the guitar, but I haven't even dared. But yeah, he really goes in depth, and like every single note, it's kind of telling you why it's there. He's great.
Yeah, for me, this is like a great example. And I remember watching, this was one of the ones that I watched that night that I kind of fell into Ren. And it's just a great example of the ones where a reaction that just has an immense amount of expertise to share and is able to actually share it. Like, there are people who have expertise but are very incapable of actually sharing it in a way that's relatable and understandable. And for me, like, Hi Ren is this kind of just this integrity incarnate. And by integrity, I mean kind of like the parts work together to create a whole that's greater than the sum of the parts. That's the property of the system that makes, that has integrity, that's integral, that's integrated. And all these reactors, like, I kind of had this sense, and the actual subject matter is kind of about integrity too. Like, these two selves, they kind of get integrated in the end. The artistry, though, has all this integrity to it, and just stuff that I just have no idea about. And all these different reactors, like Michael, who are like, I'm going to focus in on the guitar playing, and like, here's all the different ways in which it's amplifying the message. You got video producers, you got singers, all these different people. Like, whoa, that's really interesting and creative how it like weaves into the larger story, and that just really deepened that appreciation of integrity for me. And so I think Michael's a great example of that.
Yeah, and somebody was saying earlier on about creative people seem to take a different thing from it, because you have that internal struggle. It's not just the internal struggle of, am I doing my work properly? Am I, are my relationships good with my family and friends? There's that extra struggle of, how do I get my message out to the world? What is my purpose here? That creative struggle is so different to most other things that you do in life. And Ren just hits the nail on the head with what that feels like. And it's amazing the amount of creative reactors who have picked up on that. Okay, well, I'll go on to the next one. JK Bros. I think it was Chris was saying earlier about, or was it Chris? Maybe it was James saying earlier about just having fun and being your own unique person. JK Pros definitely do that. So let's watch them. This is just a short clip.
Hype.
You guys are funny.
Okay, just their expressions are amazing.
his veins are gonna explode, bro.
Bro, the mic is like right there in his vein, bro. Wow.
Bro,
Okay.
What is happening?
As we all witness, as the first time, I don't know if you guys have seen this. For those who have not, you know, I like that suspension.
Is this live though? Well, not live, but like, why the mic?
I don't know. I think maybe he's gonna loop it or something. I don't know, bro. I'm just curious because it sounds really good. First off, the solo with the guitar, so awesome.
Well, like, is he recording straight to the recording?
Costa, I have no idea. This is the first time I'm seeing this. So you gotta ask them, bro.
Let us know,
But the
bro.
guitar is amazing. The suspense in the shot is really cool because he's by himself on a wheelchair. He gets pulled from this big looking thing.
Bro, look at the veins
and
in
then
the neck.
that voice just came out of nowhere.
Let's go.
That voice just came out of nowhere. Did you expect that?
No, I did not.
Hi there, Ren. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ren, on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks.
Yo, okay.
You're my boy, bro!
Stop. Where did this come from, bro?
I remember seeing that reaction. Indeed, it wasn't funny.
I love the way that they're always arguing with each other. And talking over each other.
Always.
And indeed, the expressions of the faces.
Yeah, brotherly love.
They're always saying, Ren, calm down. Ren, calm down.
I love the next one. Fairy voice mod is best.
Did you say, Valerie, did you say you love the next one?
I was saying I love it when reactors make, I call it the ugly face. So when there's stuff that they just are like that. It's making an ugly face. It's like some sort of triumph.
Yeah. Some reactors, those guys sometimes can seem a bit fake the way they're doing it. It depends on the song. I mean, it's easy with Ren because you do have an actual reaction, but sometimes you get reactors who are watching the blandest of poppy rubbish, and they're doing their stank face the whole time, and they're doing their shock thing.
Yeah.
It's like, well, there's nothing there to be shocked with. But even if they're fake, those guys would just crack me up every time.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of them on postmodern jukebox, and if they're watching like Haley Reinhardt or something, they get a lot of ugly faces with that because she's like hot too. That'd be a good collab.
Yeah. Somebody said they really like this next one. Who was that?
It
Was
was
that Anna?
actually me. I got my mic working.
Oh, Tanya. Hi, Tanya.
Hello there.
Excellent. Yes, Fairy Voice Mother. Do you want to say a bit about her before we watch her clip? Why do you love her so much?
She's actually the only reactor I watch anything else beside Ren. Every reactor I ever watched was only Ren, except for her. She has such a beautiful way to explain what's going on in everyone's throat and larynxes and whatever. It's amazing to listen to her.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's a great introduction. Let's watch Fairy Voice Mother. I love her name as well. It's a funny name.
Hi.
I didn't speed this one up. She's done it herself. So this is all one bit of her
Or even
video.
in his little melodic hook. There's nothing remotely melancholic at all about that little section. However, straight after, we've changed that little melody using that minor second interval, that little semitone difference. That's the interval that we classically use in music composition to imply threat, for example. That is the power of music theory. Straight away, we're introduced to the idea of impending threat.
Step back and chill, Ren. You sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? You've been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect, you're always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Dumb boy. Nah, mate, this time is different, man, trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Where are your Grammys, Ren? Nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats.
When he's talking about the more supportive, positive version of himself, a lot of what he's singing in these sections is very bright. He's got a lovely wide open mouth and he's got this kind of confident, definitive tone about it. But occasionally it wavers. The confident part of this aura is when his phrases sort of resolve down and finish nicely in the chord. The melodic structure is sort of da-na-na-na-na, 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 na-na-na-na-na.
This time is different, man, trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Because when you're with me, it never seems to help.
But then that nervous quality comes from when the voice is occasionally breaking into that little falsetto flip thing that he utilizes throughout all of the vocal delivery in the more destructive version of himself. So that starts to creep in, insinuating that the other voice is going to come back.
Because when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me?
The vocal delivery of the more destructive version of himself also contains far more
extreme, wild
vocal techniques. Hi, Ren, you've got this little bit of distortion down there, and then obviously the consistent flipping into thin folds. That voice literally seems to also be consistently stronger than the other voice. Despite occasionally that other voice coming across as quite confident, it's still nowhere near as powerful as the destructive one. So we can read into that what we will.
So yeah, I love that clip from the fairy voice mother. She really broke it down really well. The two different voices and how his technique is just amazing. And the before I saw her doing that, I didn't really make that connection with the unstable voice that the nasty Ren has, and the fact that that's coming in a little bit with the meek Ren. So yes, we're coming to like a point in the reactions that we've learned a bit from people, and it's been quite a practical thing, but we're getting more and more into the serious side of things. So we've got this next one, which is quite light again. It's fun, super duper dope. But you could see on the fairy voice mother's face that when she was listening to Ren, she was really involved in what he was saying, and you could really see the expression on her face. She was really feeling the emotions with him. That's one of the things I loved about her reaction. What does everyone else think about the fairy voice mother?
Yeah, it also really demonstrated how good Ren is, I think, at showing that it's not just words. I mean, his words are brilliant and really meaningful, but we humans also respond so much to all the nonverbal communication signals. And so, I've studied babies, and of course, babies are very responsive to how you say things to them. But we still are as adults, but we usually just focus on the content, but we feel the tone of the voice and the way that we move, and how much like if you loom close, like the evil Ren voice, like he looms and he kind of has a threatening posture, so he's completely embodying this, but we typically don't give words to what that is, what those qualities are. And I'm just so fascinated by that, and he's so good at it. I think that's why we're so gripped by it. by the content of the words too.
And his facial expressions, it is actually like he's two people there, you know. One's more softer, and just the facial expressions itself, his eyes.
Yeah, like so many reactors also said that he would be a great actor, and I agree. He's brilliant.
He is. It's like he's an old bard that used to walk around and sing their tales in the new generation theme, you know? He's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I was getting distracted. I got a notification that Knox Hill has a new video. Stop distracting me, Knox. Okay.
He's also a great reactor, though.
Yeah, he is. I was thinking about putting one of his in there, but I didn't even get to him. There are so many good reactors, and I think so many people know Knox Hill because he's like one of the main ones, and he's had his interviews with Ren and everything. So I did choose a few of them that are kind of unknown reactors. So the next one we've got Joe E. Sparks. James and I are in his Discord group. He was introduced to Ren by Black Pegasus. He's BP's videographer, and he's started. Well, I don't know if he's going to introduce anyone else, but he started introducing his brother Danny Mac to the two videos. So this is the first one he's done. So let's watch this.
I'm liking it. I'm really curious where this is going to go because I can truthfully say I have no idea.
I love it. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to back it up 10 seconds, finish that off, and then pause.
This is one just for the vibe.
Hi there, Ren. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ren, on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking
I love
some
the way that
time
he's
to
looking
be
at his
by
brother here.
myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately. And I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill.
Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy.
Nah, mate. This time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help.
You think that you can amputate me?
Okay. This is dope.
Talking to our mic, let me know.
No, this is super dope. For one, I like how he's performing the whole song out. It's not just him spitting some bars.
Facts.
Or even just performing the song. He's giving me a whole presentation here.
You mean like acting performance?
Right. Acting out. Obviously him in the hospital gown. Looks like he might be in some kind of, insane asylum. Well,
right.
Not that, but the whole background that he's in. And it looks like he's talking to his conscience, talking to his shadow self, his dark side, his insecure part of his mind. It's dope the way because we obviously have all been through this, but the way that he's projecting it and bringing it out is dope.
Super, super dope. I couldn't say it. I couldn't put it any more perfect, bro.
Hi.
It's great seeing that enthusiasm of, does he get it? Will he enjoy it as much as I do? The look in Joey's face when he's anticipating what his brother's going to say. It's just great.
I love when reactors start to bring in their family members or friends to introduce them as well. I know, yeah. I mean, Jamal, aka Jamal, aka Jamel, has done that. Anthony Ray has done that. I mean, obviously, Black Pegasus is doing it like crazy. And in fact, this is part of that tree. Black Pegasus introduced Joey Sparks, who's now doing that. But I think it's really cool. And also, I think it's something that all of us can be doing. I've done that too. You know, sitting down with other people and just like seeing where they're at. And it's just really kind of it leads to really good discussions and kind of bonding and connection and so forth.
Yeah, I've shown it to my kids, and even some of the more challenging ones. I've shown he's now 11, but he was 10 at the time. I've shown them, but I wanted to make sure it was a moment, especially with Sick Boy, because he has his own medical issues, and that confrontation with the medical industry, I wanted to sit down with him so that because he knows that I like Ren, so he was going to watch it eventually, and anyway, so I wanted to make sure that I was there with him and I could talk through it with him. And at the end of the day, he was like, yeah, whatever. He wasn't as, affected by it as I thought he might be, but I think it's probably all going on in his mind, and it's good for him to know that if he is having challenges like that, feeling like the doctors aren't listening or whatever, he's not the only person. And I think Ren really, he brings out issues like that, and he makes it okay to talk about things like that.
Well, I want to ask you.
Yeah, I really wish.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to ask you guys a question because I'm just getting started in this. The past year, I've been promoting all the reaction videos on Discord, and now I'm just getting started. So I've kind of missed being able to do blind reactions to all these songs. And how is this something new that is happening with people bringing in others to watch the videos? Because I don't see a lot of reactioners doing that with any other artist other than Ren. I only see them doing it with Ren. I don't see it, and maybe a few with Greta Van Fleet because they're so reminding everybody of Led Zeppelin. But I only see him bringing in other people to watch Ren videos. I don't see him doing that with other artists. Is that something you guys?
I feel like it started with the Ren reactions that so many people were like, oh, I've got to show all the people, in my life. And if they were already reactors, they were like, bring them on the show. And especially I think Black Pegasus did lead a lot of the forefront of the Ren roller coaster and all of that. So I think it kind of spun out from there.
I do have one example, very different subject material, but Jamal, aka Jamel, introduced. He did his own reaction to Weird Al Yankovic's Handy, and then did another one with his sister-in-law. Oh, he also did that with his Amish Paradise reaction. So it has been out there. I don't know how common it is. I haven't seen it that often. And I've definitely never seen it to the scale that Black Pegasus has been doing it.
Oh, no, I don't think that's possible. Yeah, I think Jamal also did one. It was the funky one that he did with his three brothers, I think, and they were all sitting on the couch together.
Yeah.
I think that was him. I've definitely seen other people doing them, but nowhere near the scale of Ren. Ren just has some kind of thing that you just have to share it. You get that bug of, who do I know that hasn't heard Ren yet? Excellent. Okay. We'll go on to the next one. Key of Jeeps. This is the guy I was saying at first he thought the guitaring was too rough. But this is a bit later when he gets it.
Hype. I am you, you are me, I am you, Ren.
That is so absolute badass. Just from an arranger, composition point of view, the the crossed up tension of the fact that his voice stays in a range in which he's performing with his cadence rhythmically, but he's causing this heavy conflict with how he's playing and what he's playing. And some of it is kind of border fusion riffy, you know what I mean? And to me, like I said, I don't know who this guy is, but there's some kind of deeper musical magic probably that this guy's made up more of. And I think maybe the struggle is perhaps whoever this artist has been to this point has only been a checkpoint to maybe the artist he may become later. That's my takeaway right now. My takeaway is maybe this guy is hitting some kind of creative wall or wherever he is right now in his life, having these arguments back and forth with himself, probably only having himself to talk to, because when you get famous, you don't know who to trust around you or whatever the case is. But there's something that tells me that maybe this wall he's talking about might be the one he breaks through and becomes the artist he might be looking for within himself to be special. Because I got to tell you something, I've never heard anything like this. So in this case, this could be that breakthrough moment for him. I mean, I'm not being, Obi-Wan Kajibski, these are not the hit songs you were looking for. But I'm just saying, this is just a trip.
This is just a trip.
Border fusion riffy. Awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I didn't know what he meant by border fusion riffy. He's a creative himself as well. He's I don't know if it's Hawaii itself, but he's in one of those islands. So he's got lots of surfing and ukulele and stuff. Yeah, he's a cool guy. What did you think of Jeeps?
I haven't watched his reaction yet, but I will. Oh, well, he seems like a cool guy. Border fusion riffy.
I thought it was interesting that he had this idea of Ren as being possibly famous and like shut off from reality, and you do get that, especially if somebody's got like, it was probably 10 million views at that point. You might think, oh yeah, he's just somebody who has a record label behind them and they're removed from reality. But Ren is one of those people who he's still independent, and he's got a great group of friends around him who are helping him out, and just those scenes of him celebrating when he heard that he was #1 with his album. That just really warmed my heart, that he's had all his friends there in Canada with him, and they were all jumping up and down. And
I know, that video made me cry. That was so sweet. Yeah.
But it's interesting that you can, just from watching the video the first time, you could think he's really struggling and he's got this wall he can't create. Whereas even before Hi Ren, he was creating so much. He's like a powerhouse. He comes out with so many new songs all the time. So he kind of got it wrong there.
I did watch one. I don't know who she was, but she started out with a video of Ren when he was way younger, and he was crying, saying how bad he's stuck in his room, and all of his friends are going on, living their lives, and every time he thinks he's going to find a cure, he gets his hopes up, and then he falls and hits concrete again. And then she did that video, and then she did the celebration of him hitting #1, and I cried, and then I was jumping up and down. It was so emotional. It was awesome.
It's great to see that journey, isn't it? Yeah. And I feel lucky that I was there in April, and from April I started watching a few of his live streams, and I felt like I was totally sucked into his story and the progress as he was releasing all the different songs. You just see all the different styles that he can do, and then hearing his backstory is great to be kind of drawn into it. And we're still only a part of the way there. He's got so much more to do. I don't Right, so we'll go on to the next one, Becca Dos. So this is where it starts to get serious. We're getting into the really challenging part of the video. And Becca has Lyme disease herself and eating disorders. So she talks about that a lot in her channel.
Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope.
Oh, hold on. What? Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. I can't tell you the number of times that I've laid here in bed, whether it was mental or physical pain, chronic mental or physical illness, and I was begging God, like, please just take my life, because I don't necessarily want to take it myself, but I wouldn't be upset if you just took me to heaven right now. I wouldn't be upset if you let my life on this earth end. And that would be the embodiment of the voice you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. Because if you've got a noose around your neck, you are in that process of not wanting to be on this earth anymore and trying to take that into your own hands and loosening it there because you hear something, because you hear God, because you hear hope, because you get one just little flicker of hope of life that can exist. That just, to me, it would be God. That is what it is to me. To me, it would be God. It would be Jesus. But just that imagery there. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. Oh boy, this is powerful, man. This is deep and powerful.
Hype.
Yeah, that was powerful. Seeing her react to Ren, it really brings back the emotions of like how I felt the first time. You know, we were talking earlier about getting chills the first few times you see it, and those moments, like when he talks about he got to kill you if you want to kill me, and then later the voice you hear when you listen to the noose on the rope. Those bits really hit and punch you in the gut. And yeah, it's sometimes you can have all these fun reactions, and other times it's really the reaction itself can even be more powerful than Hi Ren was, because you're seeing how people are struggling with their own issues and how they relate so well to Ren, and it really hits them. And Becca, she's still doing reactions, but she's had periods when she isn't well enough to do them, and she kind of comes and goes. But it's, I think it's great that Ren can do that. He can inspire people to open up about their own issues as well. How did you all feel about that one?
He does inspire the weak to be strong.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, we had a new person joining the group right at a really emotional moment. So it was somebody called JB. Are you there, JB?
Hi, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, hi.
I had to find the unmute button.
Yeah, welcome to the group. It's
Yeah.
a shame that you came in right at a really emotional part. We've had some fun along the way, and now we're going through all the reactions, and we're getting to the point in the video when it's really hitting people. So.
Okay. I'm Jeannie, by the way, so I know
Jeannie.
my name's not up there. So nice to
Jeannie.
see you guys.
So at the start of the video, we all introduced ourselves and said a bit about how when we first heard Hi Ren. So how long have you been on the Ren train?
I actually found him late October. It was right before he hit #1. So my intro was, which one was it? It was Violet's Tale was the first song that I saw. So the little thumbnail kind of caught my attention. And then, when I started watching him, obviously, it's like, yeah. And I started down the rabbit hole from there.
Yeah. So did you see Violet's Tale before you saw the other two tales?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been confusing.
It was. But I was intrigued, so
Yeah.
I know one of the things he said was, keep them wondering, okay, what's next? What's next? So it did like grasp my attention and kind of brought me in.
So here's a question for you. Did you realize when you went back to watch Jenny and Screech's Tale, did you realize that that they were the twins, or did you have to watch Violet's Tale again to pick up on that?
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think it all started coming together. I don't know when it all started coming together because I may have watched Violet's Tale, then I watched Hi Ren. So yeah, it was a little out of order, but then things really made sense to me. Yeah, because I remember I was trying to analyze it and like figure it out, and then when I did see the other two, it brought the whole story together.
Yeah. Sorry, I just assumed that everyone has seen them, so that was a spoiler. Spoiler there for everyone.
Neil, another idea.
Put a spoiler in there.
Neil, another idea for you is hosting some Ren Jeopardy.
Ren Jeopardy, like the game show Jeopardy. Is that the one where they give the answers first and they have to answer the questions?
Yep.
I've never seen it. I've only seen it in other like movies and shows and stuff. People talking about Jeopardy. I've never actually seen the real show.
I've to have a reaction video now.
Yeah, I would be up for doing that, but I have no idea how Jeopardy works. You'd have to teach me.
That's probably an app for that.
Yeah. It's a very American thing. Okay, so Rosalie is a therapist, and she is basically responding to the same part of the video as Becca was, but every time since I've seen this, every time I watch that part of the video, I'm reminded of my initial reaction to this bit when he stands up, and I always have the image of Rosalie and how she reacts to it because it's just so powerful. Her reaction is so strong. So let's watch Rosalie. I've got to go back to the video now. Here we go.
This is phenomenal. I don't even want to stop, guys. We'll talk after.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? 'Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So care of the man I've become when I sing from the top of my lungs, that I won't retire or stand in your fire, inspired by me to be strong. And when I am gone I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're climbing to different sides.
Oh, man.
Oh, I got a bit emotional there again. It's amazing how it brings it back to you, just the emotions. I feel a bit sorry for Rosalie because she is so eloquent and so she has so many interesting things to say, but she hardly said anything there. I didn't allow her to speak, but that just her emotions really spoke to me, and so I had to share that one.
Yeah,
I know it's kind of, I can so relate to this because that is the one thing that always gets me, you know, when he stands up and when he speaks about hope, and then when he starts singing, and it's just so emotional and it gets me every time. So I get her totally.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many times you've seen it. It's like I still keep having the same reaction to it. So
I think some of my favorite reactions are the ones that they're just speechless. You just stare at the screen afterwards, and there's just no words.
Yeah,
it's incredible how much the reactor's emotions can affect us watching it too. You know, different reactors will laugh along because they're, you know, seeing a lot more of the comedic sides, and then of course with Rosalie, we're all tearing up. So it's just crazy how much they can shape that experience that we're having with the song.
It multiplies our own emotions at the same time, so it's crazy.
Yeah, and it's amazing in that clip that you've got the tears 1 second, and then you're laughing along and you're pumped up the next second, and that's partly the song but partly her reaction as well. You're so drawn with all the different things going on in your I was going to say mind, but it's not so much your mind, it's in your heart, really. Yeah, it's amazing. And I think that really points out why we like to watch these reactions. I think there will be a lot of people out there that think, why would you bother watching somebody else watching a video? And this to me is like the key. It's because of the emotion that's involved, and it's just amazing. It's just beautiful.
Well, I don't see how it's any different from when you would have a friend of yours in a car and be like, man, you got to check this song out. You know, you got to hear this. It's the same thing, but with the video and the internet, it's way more powerful with the visuals.
Yeah.
And especially with Ren, I mean, he's got you along for an entire story. I think a lot of the reactions I like are when they're like, we're supposed to be talking. This is a reaction video. We haven't said a word. It's been 5 minutes. We haven't uttered a word. What are we doing? And they forget what they're doing because they're just sucked right in.
Yeah, I mean, this is all the power of active listening, right? And a lot of people, like in our society, in our sick society, we really privilege speaking over listening. And when people hate on reactions, they look at reactors as like leeches, like leeching off views from the source content. And it's honestly, it's to me, it's like a pretty ridiculous and like it just speaks to the lack of respect that listening has compared to speaking. And I think there's a lot of things that are left on the table of how we could be together as humanity if we could come in a better balance with speaking and listening.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed is when you first see somebody reacting to something, you're there for the song because you know that you like that song and you want to see somebody else reacting. And I have this set songs. It's the same with movies as well. I watch reactions to movies too. And I've got the same things, Monty Python and Cornetto Trilogy. I love to watch those ones because they're my favourite movies. But once you get to know somebody, you're there for the journey with them. You start watching new things with them because you want to see how they will react to something as you're hearing it for the first time as well. So, I mean, for me, the main one at the moment is Joey Sparks because he has his regular live events. So I'm there every Saturday. It's Friday night for him, but Saturday morning for me in Australia. So, yeah, it's just that we're a community now, and I'm on so many different Discord communities with all these reactors, because they do build up like a team around them. It's great. Just before we go into the next one, or before anyone has anything else to say, we got somebody else in the group. Elizabeth, are you there?
Yes, I am technologically not the best, so I'm having some issues. But yes, I'm here.
That's all right. Welcome to
From New
the group.
Orleans, Louisiana, USA.
Nice. So you'll have loads of music all around you. Lots of blues.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful
Excellent.
thing.
Yeah, that's great. So I'll go back to the video page. And this is a new one. It's the history buff. His wife is also a historian who has more degrees than him, and he introduced her to Hi Ren in this one. So I think he's just starting to introduce her to things with this video as well. So let's watch this.
Hi.
So, that's a very powerful song.
Isn't it insane how... Yeah. I usually hold my composure until he says the line, and the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. I don't know why, but that always hits me hard, you know?
Well, that's what depression is like.
Yeah.
You swing on a pendulum, and you never know if you're going to be high or low. And your lows are so low. And you feel like you're just being taken over by something that's not yourself. And when your highs are high, you feel like you can take on the world, that you are impenetrable, and everything in your world is just great and fancy. But it's not. And as somebody who suffers from depression, I can tell you that I feel that song more than I have felt a lot of other songs. Because it's true. And even if you take medication, which then makes you feel crazy because you take 8 pills in the morning and 7 just to go to bed, you know that it's for your own good. Because when you don't have your medicine, you feel volatile. Absolutely volatile. Anything sets you off. Anything makes you just absolutely irritated and annoyed. But you know, when that pendulum swings back to high, and you stay on the meds, and you try to feel less crazy, and you get therapy, and you get help, that you know that it's going to be okay. And that there is good. You are good. And you don't have to succumb to the evil thoughts and the things that plague you when you're at your worst.
That was another heavy one.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I haven't seen that reaction yet, and it's powerful. She really knows what she's talking about. I can totally feel it. I can totally relate, and it's powerful. Yeah. That's probably why I can relate to Ren so much, because of the suffering. Even if it's not physically, if it's just mentally, it's suffering. It's pain. It's hurting, and he gives me hope that there might be a day when it's okay. and even if it's not okay, it's okay not to be okay. So it's yeah. And seeing reactions like this, it's really it hits hard.
That it's okay to not be okay. That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good message to take away. I work, well, I used to be a disability support worker, and over the years I've worked with a lot of people who have different mental illnesses, and also just knowing people and knowing inside my own mind. I've learned a lot about mental health over the years, but it wasn't until I saw Ren that I really understood that concept of the pendulum, and it's not something that you're sometimes you could maybe take a medication that will help things, but there will always be that struggle every day. You will always have something that you're fighting against, but that acceptance that will always be there is like a way to move forward, and a way to, and it's not just for that. Like I said earlier on, through Ren, I learned to accept my own physical issues with my voice, and just to say, where I am now is perfect, because it's, the music I make today is perfect because it's a perfect expression of my own skills today, and my voice as it is today is, every expression is perfect, even if it's not how you want things to be. You're doing it at your own skills and your own, and your own emotions at that time. So I think it's a good message to be easy on yourself, and not to, to have that hope there that you will get through it, and you will have more of the light days in the future.
Yeah, I think that's why the reactions are so powerful, because of there's so many, all the people are so incredibly different, and all of us are so unique. But I think a lot of YouTube videos, they're kind of like scripted, and it looks all like the same. But then when people are really hit right in the heart with Ren, I think one thing he does is show that is, yes, it's good. You're good, right? Perfect, right? How you are right now. That's one thing. But then it hits in everyone's unique situation, and then they share that. And so then each of us is like, wow. And then so basically it allows all of us to say, like, no, how I am right now, that's good. That's just perfect how it is. And I think we have tried to, cover that and freeze it up. Like, no, I gotta function, and, but then it's like, no, it's fine. It's okay. You can be here. And that's just so beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next one. I think Izzy Eisenstein is the newest one. I think he released this one maybe a day or two ago. It's either him or the last one we saw. They're very new ones. So let's see what he has to say. This is just like a very quick last message.
Jesus, I've just realised that there's just there's just a guitar here as well, isn't he, man? And he can play. Man, just to be able to do that. To be able to do that on a Spanish guitar with 9 on strings. Oh man, what's the thing about genius? Is that was it greatness hits a target? Greatness hits a target better than anybody else. Genius hits a target that nobody else can see. I think this might be genius.
Hi Ren. Hi Ren. Hi there. Hi. Hi there. Hi.
Yeah, well, incredible that it's just 1% we've just watched.
Yeah, that's only 1% of them, and that's only a tiny part of each video as well.
And how many new ones? How many new ones every day come out? 5 to
Yeah,
10?
at the moment it's 1 or 2 every day.
Definitely way more than 1 or 2.
Well, it was more for a while, but I think that's kind of slowing down a bit. And then you do get days that it's maybe 3 or 4 in a day, but yeah. But then, as I keep saying, that's only the ones that I find. The algorithm doesn't like me. It keeps hiding them from me. You know, sometimes I see one and it's been there for 3 months and I've never seen it before.
Neil, I might be able to help you with that a little bit. Neil, I might be able to help you with that a little bit.
Yeah, well, if you find any that aren't in the list,
Well,
then
we
just send them away.
with other reactors now. It's like, oh, you got to watch this reactor. You got to watch this reactor.
Yeah, so I'll be releasing this video when I've got 999 in my playlist, but that doesn't mean that there's only 1,000 reactions out there. You know, who knows? Who knows how many are really out there? And you know, most of them are all in English, so there could be ones that are in other languages that it's just not showing me because I don't understand them.
There were lots that I was getting that were African and Spanish that I didn't list on the score just because I didn't think there was many others on there that were going to watch them.
Yeah, you'd see their emotions, but then the rest of it, I suppose you could try and put on subtitles.
I think the wildest one I saw was with the two. There were 2 guys that had turbans on, and they didn't speak English at all. And I remember that when the guy was reading off, talking about Ren, and said that he was a rapper, they thought that he said rape, and they were like, "A raper's that's not a good thing." And like, no, that's not rape. And,
Was it the Tribals React?
Yes, that was those guys.
I love them, and I haven't seen that one. Watch it. I love them.
It's in the playlist. I haven't seen any from them yet.
I'll have to watch them. They react to not just music stuff. They'll react to like science things. Like they showed them like cosmos and things that they have no background in. So everything is new to them. They are up.
Yeah. Ren was the famous raper. We ran with it. We ran with it on the board like crazy.
And even if they did understand the words, you know what the subtitles are like. And if you've seen Hi Ren by Mossy, you know how badly it can
The
turn out.
subtitles are wild.
That one was so funny.
And his name is Ron, so I really loved that one. I was like, Ronnie.
I found the Hi Ron video where this one guy like crashed through the ceiling. I don't know if you've seen this. I typed in Hi Ron and there was this, I don't know, co-worker who crashed through the ceiling, and this other guy said, "Oh, hi Ron." So it was definitely the wrong Hi Ron video, but it was hilarious. You gotta look it up.
I have to look out for that one. Excellent.
Hey Neil, great job on the compilation video. That was awesome.
Yeah,
I love how you.
You can probably see the.
Yeah, I loved how you kind of stepped through.
I loved those intros. It was amazing. It was awesome. I love it.
I had fun with that. That's the kind of music I like to make. Just taking existing videos and mashing them up and making a new sound out of it. I don't usually do it with other people's music. I usually do it with just voices. Just doing unnatural beatbox. Just taking the people's voices and making a new sound out of it. So it was fun doing it with Hi Ren.
Yeah, it was perfect for those little intros. It was just perfect.
Yeah. I loved the sound of the wheels going tick, 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 tick. So I thought, yeah, that's a good beat. And like I say, it's everything's perfect, so I can forgive myself for the jumpy video and the fact it didn't match up perfectly in time and stuff. My perfectionist brain is kind of always on that. But I'm learning to just give myself a deadline, like today. It had to be done by today. I was up last night doing it and just, got it done. It's one way to be super creative is just put it out, even if you're not 100% happy with it. Well, thanks a lot for coming along and being so open and having great input, great discussions. It's been brilliant.
Thank
you so much for doing this. The idea was amazing, and I had so much fun. And I'm pretty sure the video that will come out of it will be great. And hopefully, Ren will see it. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Maybe he'll watch it.
Thank you so much for the invitation. It was really nice to be able to come check this out, and it was great seeing everyone else's reactions to the reactions.
And it was good to finally chat to you in our own group, not just in text.
Yeah.
We should do this more often.
Yeah, we should do this, and without having to record it, we should just have a group chat. There are quite a few Discord channels where they've got a voice chat that's open, and you can just jump on and do it.
I just discovered Discord last night, and I'm like, oh my God. I told my husband, and he's like you need a deeper rabbit hole. And I was like, dude, it just keeps going and going and spreading, and yeah, it's gonna go forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
Special thanks to everyone who has helped out or shown an interest in any way, especially those who came to the reaction, even if it was just for a few seconds to see what was going on. Thanks to my team of reaction hunters, including Eugene Siegel and Jason Remy, who first started tagging me in the videos, and the social media communities, including Discord groups from other reactors, Chinchilla, and of course Rencord, the Reddit groups, and last but not least, Ren's Rabbit Hole fans on Facebook. But the biggest thanks has to go out to Ren and his team for allowing everyone to use his music and images and encouraging positive engagement everywhere.